Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Roottreemania. In the last episode, we're down to the final 5. It's just Susan and Crocodile's kids and grandkid left, and then we can move on to the top secret envelope. Now, I kind of want to focus on Susan a wee bit, because I feel like I have more to work with there. Maybe. I mean, this could just be relating to this. I'll read it through. He was the president, right? Do you know why he never released it himself? If I had to guess, his family very wisely put a stop to it. Mid-1981, months after I had already moved on, he called me back and showed me a final draft. Do you know how expensive it is to publish one copy of a book? It had my name on it in big, shiny, embossed letters. Like all his problems in life, throwing money at me was his attempt to win me back. But it had half the page count and the narrative was torn to bits. No thanks. The dinner was good. Imported steak that likely cost as much as a month of my mortgage. And we all got pretty drunk. He sent his mistress, Susie something, yeah, this is Susan Ford, into the bathroom to proposition me. Poor girl. I remembered her from our trips overseas. She was too good for him. Anyway, he died soon after, and that was the last it ever came up. What can you tell us about the family? Any insight into the scandals from the recent book by Sam Madsen? I actually haven't read it. I just skimmed the sections on Guide to see why people were suddenly calling me up to ask about the man. I'd say she did well for what she had to work with. She only had rumours, whereas I spent time tailing him. Sometimes he knew, sometimes he didn't. He invited me to join him when dealing with Rootree Brazil, but I actually had people on him when he went to Australia, France and China too. When he met with someone, I'd figure out who they were and how they were involved. Doubly so if the meeting happened when he didn't want me to be around. Despite his best efforts, I got the whole truth, including things even his family never knew. For example, the daughter of his business partner in Australia, I think her name was Robin, he and she definitely spent a few nights together that he didn't want his family to know about, but I did. Madsen got things wrong. Sam mentions Guy's affairs and treats them like most people would logically think to treat them, like the infidelity was a problem for Patricia. When his wife first approached me though, it wasn't talk, if you get my meaning. On paper and in public, it was a marriage like any other, but in reality, it was more of a mutually beneficial arrangement. They both got what they wanted out of it, the same thing. What was that? I'm assuming I only have to spell it out so you can get it in writing for your readers. Women. Patricia enjoyed the company of women, and the swinger scene made that more accessible. I told her I wasn't interested in her and Guy. I found out later that if I had said yes, her next question would have been whether or not her husband actually had to be there too. Guy, on the other hand, was seen in a traditional marriage, and at the same time, could bed any woman that found him charming. I can assure you that was exactly the type of marriage he was interested in. I'm thinking, have we tried Susie Ford? If she went by a nickname... Yeah, no, I do wish my spacebar would stop doing that. Yet no. No, nothing. Okay, okay, nothing for Susan. Actually, I can just... I'm just gonna... Again, because I can, therefore I will. And then Teen Blast. Yet no, nothing. Okay, I think potentially this is just... It's telling us that Susan was one of the last ones, but I don't... We also have something in Notable. What am I missing here? I've searched all these terms. I know I've searched all these terms. Yeah, this is... I feel like this is too vague. Did the Hudson Wing? Yeah, no, this doesn't get me anywhere. Can we... Oh! I never searched for its updated name. Grandorf School for the Deaf has made a few odd appearances here and there in the Butler County Times since 1990. It's not too many that you can't look at all of them, and so, after scrolling through a few pages, you manage to find something incredibly useful in an article that isn't even focused on the school itself. Local students provide key evidence in scientific study. The article from March of this year, 1999, mentions that the Ford sisters, who attend public school in Butler County, are one of only a handful of identical twins in the world who suffer from two different genetic issues. One of them has asthma and the other has a deadly allergy to peanuts. Their mother, a Miss Susie Ford, who is principal at the nearby Grandorf School for the Deaf, was originally contacted by researchers looking to identify if there were any sets of twins where one was born deaf and the other was not. While she didn't have any twins attending her school, she asked if her daughters, Melissa and Heather, could be useful, and it turns out they were. She says they couldn't be more different. My youngest, we all call her that, even though it's only by about 15 minutes, is shy but essentially hasn't stopped running from the moment she learned to scamper. Asthma has kept her sister off the soccer field, but she's the definition of extrovert and is even performing in a local production of Is There Life After High School later this year. The article includes a picture of the girls added to your evidence. Show me. Show me. Hello. The photo accompanied in an article about a scientific study in the Butler County Times. The Ford twins were used as part of a nationwide study of how allergies and other diseases affect twins differently. The twin on the left is holding an inhaler. The twin on the right is holding an EpiPen. Yeah, inhaler, EpiPen. Hello there. Okay. So which... Take me to there. Okay, my youngest hasn't stopped running, so she's the one with the EpiPen. Hold up. But which is which? Which is which? We might be able to find that. Okay. The youngest has an allergy. So the youngest has an allergy. The oldest has asthma. I think I'm reading that correctly. My youngest is shy, but she's not asthmatic. Okay, okay. Okay, when was... I'm like, when was this? They attend public school. So they're blah, 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 blah. That would be you, I think. Do I still, where are my notes? Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, okay. Blah, 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 blah. It seems like a high school in Butler County performed Is Their Life After High School near the end of April 99. The cast list mentions some names, including a Heather Ford. So Heather is asthmatic. Heather Ford, and that makes you Melissa. Yeah, Melissa. Okay, I'm very happy with that. I am. Oh no! Why? Why? It just leaves you, dickhead. It just leaves you. Okay. Okay. How? Where? Why? Buggeration. Let's see. Yeah. No, that would be. Let's. Crocodile Clementine. Yeah, the Butler County did report on Billy Sims, but the information seems redundant. So it was this. Oh, where? I'm gonna go down because I can't remember where this was. Oh wait, would it be better? Okay. Yeah, I have read that one, I think. Then there was Piketty. I have no idea what to make of this. I don't know. This is a weird... This is a weird inclusion. Billy Sims. Okay. According to the section with Colleen, she and he met when he worked for an airline. She worked in an airport newsstand. He was a drinker and would often have wild mood swings. I'm thinking, have we tried? We could look up people with the Webb surname, because I don't think I've tried that. But also, I want to... Billy's... Yeah, this is just... To be fair, figuring out which company Billy Sims Molotov, that isn't really gonna do anything for us. Because this is about Billy Sims, not Colleen. Or any of her kids. The youngest was called Mary. Oh! A Mary Webb in San Diego has a website called Web on the Web. Apparently, it's a personal travel diary which also doubles as an advertisement for her travel agency. There are descriptions of Mary's services, including booking flights and cruises. Almost all of them involve extremely niche audiences. It seems Mary is the #1 agent when it comes to booking spiritual vacations aboard ghost ships and in specific hotel rooms that are said to be haunted. She also has a dedicated section for more traditional modern cruises that cater to specific groups such as fans of boy bands. In the diary entries, she talks about the trips she's personally taken and uses this as an opportunity to feature descriptions of amenities and excursions that the ships offer, even when you're on them to see a specific band or a ghost. There's also pictures of ships, hotels, landmarks in places she's visited, as well as a picture of Mary herself with a ship in the background. One of her diary entries actually mentions the day that the photo was taken. She was allowed onto the ship on a port day in San Diego with a professional photographer she knows. The photo of Mary has been added to your evidence. Okay. Hello. Mary Webb from her website, Web on the Web Paranormal Travel Agency. She's apparently found a niche booking vacations for lovers of the strange and unknown. This is a photograph of Mary in front of an alleged ghost ship from the 1800s. It was lost... Is this an Oprah Din reference? This is a photograph of Mary in front of an alleged ghost ship from the 1800s. It was lost at sea and turned up without any crew several years later. Nobody knows exactly what happened, but fans love to tour it and come up with their own paranormal theories. A company called Corporate Composition Photography is listed on the top left. Okay, well, yoink. Hello? Corporate Composition Photography is a photography studio that was listed on a few different sites for businesses in San Diego. It seems to have been possible to hire them to take professional quality photos for businesses of all sorts. As far as you can tell, it appears to no longer exist. The company is also mentioned on a photography site with some IRC chat logs. It seems like the site is the personal page of a member of the IRC photography channel. They have archives of logs they've been saving since 1993. One of them was from 1996 when Val, the former head photographer from Corporate Composition Photography, did a Q&A with their users about taking pictures for promotional materials and print ads. Most of the questions and answers are pretty technical. They not only seem irrelevant, but generally go over your head. One of the questions, however, mentions that Val was on the cover of Telephoto and asks about Iraq. The question was quickly shut down by the person running the Q&A, who said Val does not wish to answer any questions from his photojournalism days, nor does he wish to talk about LBP. Please keep this on the subject of commercial photography. Okay. Hi. Telephoto is a photography magazine, so where was it? It was Iraq. Telephoto. Nothing relevant. I mean... LBP? I feel... Okay, give me a minute. So we know Mary, and she's... do we have, like, travel agent or something? We do have travel agent, okay. It's just you. It's just, I'm pretty secure with that. Oh, you... Okay. Why go into this if it doesn't matter? Can we... No, excuse me. Okay, When searching for LBP, you get a wide variety of results. LBP seems like it can stand for Lebanese pound, also known as the lira, lower back pain, lead-based paint, low blood pressure, Louisiana Board of Pharmacy, Long Beach Peninsula. Some businesses also have the acronym LBP. Your results include Lynch Building Plastics, Luxury Bridal Photography, Lexington Business Payroll, Lincoln Baby Photography, Laura's Bras and Panties, Logline Books and Publishing. Okay, so we've got 2 different photography businesses. We'll start with this one. Oh! Okay, Lincoln Baby Photography seems like a solid lead, as it mentions a Val, an award-winning photographer, on the page. It's a business in Beacon, New York, and on the site it has a picture for a baby and a camera captioned, Cam Lincoln reaching for his namesake. I guess he takes after his father, Val. At the bottom, the website says copyright 1998 through 1999. The picture has been added to your evidence. Hello? You found this image on the Lincoln Baby Photography website. It's labelled as Cam Lincoln reaching for his namesake. I guess he takes after his father, Val. Hello. I'm baby. So, okay. We're just missing you. I think, so I think you're Cam Lincoln, and your occupation is baby. I think this is Val Lincoln. Val Lincoln. It's just you. Okay. I'm thinking, so there was mention of this Val doing photojournalism in Iraq. So the person we're looking for is Mark Clementine's kid. I mean, Colleen, we don't know what ethnicity. I mean, you look pretty white. I would not say you look mixed race. My first thought was like, did he meet someone whilst he was in Iraq? But then I was like, no, we're looking for someone who is of, a similar, ethnic background to these two. These two look pretty white. What were you doing in Iraq? One second. I know you were taking pictures, but give me the history. What were you taking pictures of? What? Who? But I'm wondering if that's because it's getting name dropped. Iraq. I'm wondering if this is where you met. He had 2 daughters. I remember that. Maybe she's also a travel agent, and she's more so based in and around the Middle East, maybe? Okay, let's okay, brain. Where am I going? What am I doing? I'm having a moment. Let's try, so it's Val Lincoln. You. Val Lincoln was featured in Telephoto. The cover, which featured one of his photos, as well as portions of the article, have been added to your evidence. Okay. Oh! Clement, you were doing shit for the army! Or you just happened to be there. Oh, you look like a bad bitch! Telephoto is a photography magazine. This 1992 issue focuses. I'm so excited. As I thought this was gonna take me ages. I was convinced I was gonna need to look at the duck again, and I've done it. I've done it without the duck. Fuck you, duck. Telephoto is a photography magazine. This 1992 issue focuses on the photo of Val Lincoln, a photographer who went overseas during Desert Storm. He won the Sepia Award for photojournalism, specifically for the photo on the cover. Val got his start in high school when he took a photography class because, in his own words, he couldn't decide what else to do and thought it would be the best career in the world to shoot for Playboy. But he quickly found he had a knack for it and began to skip lunch and his free periods to spend more time in the darkroom. After graduating, he tried to pivot to landscape photography but didn't have any passion for it. I work much better when I'm trying to tell the story of a person or an object. He got lucky when a photographer mentor of his, who was going overseas to cover the war, decided to take a chance on him. Most people wouldn't call it lucky to go to an active war zone for no pay, but he bought my plane tickets, all my meals, and even pulled some strings so we could rush my passport. For someone that had never had a real job or even left California, it was a hell of a break. Val was only 19 at the time and shot the photo that won him an award the third night he was there. Lisa. This photo depicts Lisa Clementine, who lost an arm in Operation Desert Saber. According to the article, women were not subject to direct combat, and Lisa was in a vehicle at the time. The vehicle had to pull over suddenly when the road ahead was partially destroyed, and she and a fellow soldier were severely injured by a landmine. Val says, "I ran into Lisa just after her surgery and took this picture. Then, until she shipped out, I kept finding excuses to go back and take more pictures of her. I guess it was fate, because that's the photo that won me an award, got me into your magazine, and also led to my engagement. Just earlier this week, she agreed to become Mrs. Lincoln." Oh, that's lovely! That's lovely! Lisa, hi! Lisa. And would that be Soldier? I mean, she lost an arm, but do we even have Soldier? Military. We've got something wrong here. My thought is that this, to be fair, I'm thinking we don't know what she did next. Do we have anything in New York? That's Butler County. That's Florida. Oregon. What have you done? What have you... I'm thinking, because she's lost an arm. And we need her most recent employment. Lisa Lincoln is, according to a military website you find, an amputee who lost a limb in Desert Storm. She runs a support group for fellow veterans in Beacon, New York. She makes another appearance listed as a professor at West Point, a military college. She teaches classes that contribute to their environmental engineering major. Her short biography on the staff page mentions that she had a passion for the military from a very young age due to erroneously believing that a family member was an Air Force pilot. Oh, that's so sad. Her mum told her, "Oh, why isn't Daddy here? Why isn't Daddy here? Because he's flying planes for the military. Because I don't want to tell you he's actually in prison smuggling crocodiles across borders like a dipshit." While she later learned that to be untrue, her passion remained and she joined ROTC in high school. From there, she enlisted. After returning from Desert Storm, she earned her degree and relocated to West Point to teach a few years. So she's a teacher. Professor. There we go. Booyah.
Hi again. I know you probably thought you were done. But it turns out what you're doing here might have some pretty major repercussions on the family tree.
Again. Also, there's something really strange happening. I can't explain it.
I can!
Neither of us can.
I'd call it a simple misunderstanding, but it's digging at the pit of my stomach. I just have a feeling. Clark?
Last week, let's just say being the president, sometimes people bring me things.
Just skip to the important part.
Right. One of our janitors brought me some hair she'd found in Rubie Spratt's trash. It was Bonnie Hudson's.
Oh.
Bonnie is Guy's sister. She'd sent us her hair to test potential root trees, since her DNA is closest to Guy's.
Guy never had any legitimate kids. I had forgotten that.
But Rubie threw it out, and I wasn't sure why she would have done that. Especially right before we began testing the tree you provided.
Cause bitch is up to shit, that's why.
When I asked, she told me she thought the samples needed to be fresh every time they did a test.
That's... Rubie, come up with a more believable lie. You're supposed to be a lawyer. Lawyers... That's a really dumb excuse for someone who's like, yes, I am a lawyer. I had to go through some pretty intensive, testing to get to where I am. I'm gonna come up with a real stupid oh my god, girl.
It seems really odd. Rubie was the one who convinced us to do DNA testing in the first place. She seemed so knowledgeable. I don't like it. You've done more of a deep dive on these people than anybody else has. Clark will keep a closer eye on the DNA tests from now on. You have an eye for anomalies. We need you to find the smoking guns.
If there's anyone you're 100% positive can't be a root tree...
Or any you've got definitive evidence are root trees, then we might be able to catch Rubie in a lie.
Oh. So oh my days. Okay. Got it. Okay. Well, I was gonna say this episode is gonna go on for however long it goes on for. However, this is a lot more than I thought. So, you know what? I'm going to bring this episode to a close right here. In the next one, we're going to find those smoking guns, as Sam put it. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members, such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davis, CGG, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.